Easter weekend is upon us in Madden 24 Ultimate Team, and I'm here to prepare you fully for what to do in the days leading up to Easter Sunday, as well as what to do on Sunday, whether it's eggs, when to buy certain cards, and all that sort of fun stuff. We gotta cover the basics before we get into everything. When do eggs actually open? I've seen some comments back on Market Monday questioning if eggs even open up on Sunday since they had nothing on the content schedule. They do open up on Easter Sunday. If you actually go click on any egg, it will tell you it opens up the morning of March 31st. Now, for an exact time frame, we don't know exactly. In years past, they just opened up at the standard 7:30 a.m. West Coast time, 10:30 a.m. East Coast time. But for this previous December with Zero Chill and Presence, they actually opened up quite literally in the middle of the night or the very, very early morning. I believe a lot of the smaller eggs opened up at 4 a.m. West Coast time, 5 a.m. West Coast time, and then 6 a.m. West Coast time for like the last eggs in the LTD eggs. There was pretty much intervals of certain eggs when they would open, and that was EA's counter to having them all release at once and having the servers crash. So I actually don't have a direct answer, but sometime I would say between the hours of 7 a.m. East Coast time and 11 a.m. East Coast time, Sunday morning, the eggs will open. And as for the eggs, if you're curious about the overalls and, well, my predictions on these eggs, it would also make this video a lot easier to understand because I'm going to go back and just base it off of a lot of what eggs and what overalls for each promo are for the eggs. Link in the description. I have my full egg prediction video I uploaded last weekend. Make sure you watch that if you want to kind of get some insight into what overalls as well as what the LTD eggs might be. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on Team Get Lucky, link in the description. First thing I actually want to talk about is what I am doing Easter Sunday to make coins, because it's a little bit depressing. There's a big cloud right now, a big gray cloud, hovering over the Madden market and Madden 24 really as a whole, and that is the price minimums on every single card of the game except for Sugar Rush players and I believe LTDs, and well, each card is at a minimum of 1 per on the trading market. And as of right now, a lot of overalls, or pretty much every single overall, has already hit that minimum. You can find 95 overalls for 100k, you can find 96 overalls for 160k, and the problem with that is the best part, or a really good part about, you know, Christmas morning, you would even say Blitz Day 1 and Easter morning, is there's an absurd amount of supply put on the market, and the market crashes on a lot of these very, very common eggs. And, you know, cards that are pulled a lot on Easter Sunday, they'll crash to very, very low prices, and it's very easy to just, hey, go and buy those cards, and then they'll rebound back to their normal price, and boom, you make coins. But again, the problem right now is a lot of these very, very cards that would crash in price Easter Sunday are already at a minimum to where they can't go any lower. Like 95 overall Super Bowl players, or really 95 overall cards in general, a lot of them right now are at 100k, and I would say, hey, Easter Sunday, if they went and got flooded on the market for 70 to 80 to 85k, I would say, hey, probably want to pick those up because they could potentially go in sets this following Thursday for Ring of Honor, or even 96 overalls, which right now are at a minimum of 160k. If those cards got flooded on the market Easter Sunday in the low 100s, I would say also, hey, those are probably pretty good cards to pick up for whenever we get that overall jump, and those are included in some future champion sets. But again, they're stuck at 100k, 160k, so you can't actually buy them. And even if I would say, hey, you can buy them at 100k, 160k, once that price range eventually does get updated, because I believe it will, then you're going to be losing coins. Those cards are going to lose value. So, hate to say it, but I'm not really doing anything Easter Sunday if the price ranges stay what they are. The only thing I could really advise for is potentially looking at the LTD eggs. Those, of course, are going to open up sometime in the morning. Price prediction wise, I ran a poll on Twitter today because I want to see how rare the eggs actually are. I would say around, you know, 2 every 3 people, or 66% of people that have opened up eggs or gone for LTD extravagant eggs have one, so they're fairly common. Now, they're going to be very, very good cards. I think that will actually hold their price up a little bit, but I think these cards are going to be anywhere. The bad ones, you would say, like the ones that maybe don't get good abilities, in the 500s. The ones that get really good abilities and they're S tier cards, potentially the Ted Hendricks, probably in the 600s to mid 600s. So If you want to do anything Sunday and like you have coins lying around, there's not going to be anything to do other than really buy the LTD eggs. And even if that, if you see like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them flooded, I would stay away. It sucks right now as an investor. I'm pretty much advising the coin buy when everyone like, we can't really do anything. I want to make Team Diamond investments, but we can't really make those until the market and the price ranges are adjusted. Hopefully EA, yeah, as soon as possible, so we can actually start making some market moves. But now let's tackle a lot of the questions you guys probably have. When to buy each individual card. I'm going to try to cover every single relevant program and tell you, maybe you should be buying right now. Wait until Sunday, look to do sets potentially. But starting out with everyone's favorite, I think this is, if you've watched one of these videos before, you'll know where I'm going with this. LTDs and redux cards, and perfect right now for the market. There's actually a redux pack right now that has all the new 97 reduxes that dropped last week. Not at an affordable price, but they're at least being posted. LTDs and reduxes you are going to want to buy ASAP, especially before the redux pack expires Saturday morning. Very, very simple economics. There just is no more supply of these LTDs. Again, 98, 99 LTDs. A lot more so 97 reduxes, but there's very little to no supply of these cards on the market. And on Sunday is what we call a buying team period. One of the big three every single year. I would say Blitz Day 1 falls in that category. Christmas morning falls in that category. And now Easter Sunday. It's just a period when everyone or the, most players are looking to upgrade their team because they're either getting an influx of coins to their account, or they're just looking to upgrade their team because they know the market will be just more active than normal. Okay, but LTDs, Redux cards are the one cards that you need to be buying right now. These cards will jump crazy amounts on Sunday because the only buying and selling of these cards is just going to be buying. No one's going to be really looking to sell LTDs. If they're going to sell LTDs, they probably would have done it already. So there's no actual new listings of a lot of these cards that will be posted on Sunday, but rather everybody looking to upgrade their team, especially with a lot of the 98 and 99 LTDs, some of the best cards in the game. They are going to be bought. Their demand is going to be super high. I don't have anything off the top of my head, but I remember last year for Madden 23, the Craig Zerline, aka LTD, went from like 850k to like 2.3, 2.4 mil Easter Sunday. Yeah, just LTDs, especially the very good ones, are going to go crazy on Sunday when it comes to their price drop. All right, now getting into a promo by promo basis, starting out with Super Bowl 95s. This one's a little bit weird. So there is a Super Bowl egg, but it's a very low overall. So 95 overall Super Bowl cards are probably not going to be pulled from that egg very often. A lot of the 95 Super Bowl players are already 100k. You could potentially wait until Sunday to see if they update the price ranges, and these probably go a little bit lower. But in general, you're pretty safe at buying these cards for 100k. They're not going to move that much, if at all. Yeah, Super Bowl players, I would go ahead and buy right now. Free agency promo, or more specifically the 97 free agency champions, they don't have an egg as far as we know in the game, so I would look to pick up these cards today or tomorrow. There should be no supply of these free agency 97 champions on Sunday, and even though they won't have crazy demand, they're all pretty cheap right now. For the most part, you can do their set under 330k, and that can't get any cheaper because remember, price minimums 94 overalls can't go below 66k. So right now, you can build any one of these for 330k. Go ahead, either complete their set if they're going for above that, and if they're below that, buy them because there's gonna be no supply added on Sunday. Ultimate Legends, this one is pretty simple. I'd wait until Saturday. Ultimate Legends, for the most part, have been minimum price. There's a few 97s like Charles Woodson, Ed Reed, the good. They're very good meta cards. They go for a lot more, or not a lot more, but a little bit more than the 97 minimum price. But the 98 overall Ultimate Legends, which are coming out this weekend, you'll probably see those probably have already been either revealed, or they're going to be revealed very soon as the time of you're watching this video. I'd look to pick these cards up on Saturday. They should be pretty cheap. I believe the Ultimate Legends Solo Challenge, to where you get a free Ultimate Legend, got like completed, or you were able to complete it last Saturday. So the 98 ULs this weekend should be pretty cheap. So look to pick these guys up on Saturday. There is an Ultimate Legend egg, and it's either a 95 or a 96 plus, but the 98s are probably still going to be pretty rare, and it's not like they're going to be expensive. The 98 ULs were already min price at, I believe, 410k last Saturday. Again, I don't expect the new 98 ULs this weekend to be much different. Sugar Rush Champions, this is the one type of card you are going to wait until Sunday to buy. There are, I believe, we think there's going to be 3 Sugar Rush eggs, being an 89 plus, a 92 plus, and a 95 plus. Sugar Rush players, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, actually don't have a price minimum. You can list a 98 Sugar Rush champion, I believe, for 2,000 coins. So these cards can go below that price threshold. Chocolate also should have no demand, but there should be very little demand for chocolate on Sunday because they should take out the eggs from the chocolate shop. So we could actually see a lot of these 98 Sugar Rush champions have a pretty decent fall on Sunday. A lot of the guys that aren't really that good when it comes to abilities, we could probably see under 400,000 coins. So if you're looking to pick up any of these Sugar Rush champions, wait until Sunday. Team of the Year 97s, and I guess we could throw in Team of the Year 95s. They do have an egg, although it is pretty rare. This one's a little bit tricky because there are a lot of the 97 Team of the Year players are very cheap, under 300,000 coins. I believe the price minimum for 97s is 260k. So any Team of the Year cards that I would say are under 330,000 coins, I would look to just pick them up. Again, there's a lot of Team of the Year cards, so even though there's gonna be a good amount of supply of Team of the Year onto the market, you know, the popular players that you probably want are gonna be, you know, it's 1 in, what would you say, 27 or 20, however many Team of the Years are. You know, it's very rare that your Team of the Year player that you want is going to be super supplied onto the market. So I think a lot of the Team of the Year meta players, you know, the guys like Sauce Gardner, Fred Warner, Trent Williams, maybe not Trent Williams now because we got Andrew Thomas, but a lot of the meta Team of the Year players are probably actually going to go up in price on Sunday. Their set is a little bit weird with the 95 Team of the Years and other 90, I think 93 overalls are involved in the set. I don't actually know the set price, but the rule I would follow, if these cards are under 330k right now, just go ahead and buy them. They're not going to get that much cheaper. They're going to have a good demand on Sunday, and their supply, since there's so many different Team of the Year players, won't be that high. If you have some Team of the Years that are going for like 400, 420k, I believe, like Chris Jones, Creed Humphrey, potentially look to complete their set on Sunday when the 95 Team of the Years are flooded. You should be able to get those things for 100k, and then add on the 93 overalls in the low 50s with the Combine, Genkai Force, and Honors Egg. So hopefully that answers any Team of the Year questions. So it's a little tricky because there's like different prices, you would say, for a lot of the different cards. AKA Cruz up next. This is a bit of a tricky one. I don't have a direct answer for you. So for 96 overall AKA Cruz champions, for the most part, they're all pretty cheap, under 200,000 coins. You could wait to buy these on Sunday, as the AKA Cruz egg, whether it's 95 plus or 96 plus, should be spitting out the 96 overalls pretty commonly, and they're not the best of cards. If you want 97 overalls and they're under 300k, for example, like Andre Reed, Isaac Bruce, I would actually go ahead and buy these right now. Their set cost is a little bit under 400k, and I don't believe the egg is going to be 94 plus, so we shouldn't see any 94 AKA Cruz supply onto the market. And while 97 overalls should be relatively easy to pull out of the egg, these players are some of the most popular players in the game, especially with the Y2K and the old school AKA Cruz chemistry becoming more and more popular. I can see a lot of people building their teams and upgrading through the AKA Cruz promo. If you want Charles Tillman, he's the most expensive 97 right now. I believe he's at 450k. I honestly don't know what to do with him because he's 480k right now as I check on the market. He's a very good card, one of the best corners in the game. His set is like, you can build his set right now for a little bit cheaper than he goes on the market, but again, the 94 shouldn't be supplied from the egg. I would wait. If you're on Sunday morning, don't be hesitant to buy Charles Tillman, because I could definitely see him go up to above 500k, but there's probably going to be a window sometime in the morning for an hour or 2 hours where he's in the mid to low 400s. He goes down a little bit. If you want to be safe, you could probably go ahead and buy him right now. He's not going to drop in price drastically unless he's just there's a bug and he's ultra common in the 95 or 96 plus egg. But yeah, he's a tricky one. I guess you would say wait until Sunday, see if he's popping out of that egg very, very commonly, and if he's not, just go ahead, bite the bullet, and buy him. He's one of the best corners in the game. Under 500k is a solid price for him, but actually probably look to do the set, because the set will probably be cheaper no matter what. As for 98 overalls, again, Travis Kelce and Amon-Ra St. Brown, the only two 98 overalls in the game. It's another wait and see moment. If the egg is 95 plus, you'll be able to do their set for 500k, very, very easily. And they're going for around 800k right now. If the egg is 96 plus, I don't expect their price to move that much, because they'll be probably very, very rare to pull in the egg. And, with no 95 plus supply, their set isn't going to become any cheaper. So, yeah, AKA Cruz is a real, just read and react situation. Wait and see Sunday morning to what overall minimum is the egg, and then how common, the overalls are coming out of the egg. Combine 96 is the one you guys are probably waiting for the most, because this is, the main meta team in the game. A lot of you guys upgrading your team might be going from the Super Bowl theme team to the Combine theme team, and you want to know when to buy these cards. Now, any Combine champion that is under 225k, any Combine champion under 225k, you could really throw in 250k, for being honest. You can go ahead and buy right now. They're not going to get that much cheaper. The Combine egg looks to be pretty securely a 93 plus, so 96s are going to be popping out, but they're not going to be flying out of the pack. So any Combine champion under 225k, you can go ahead and buy right now. As for the Combine champions that go for, above 250k right now, which is a lot of them, right? It's like Isaiah Simmons, Quentin Nelson, the Bo Jackson quarterback, the Bo Jackson running back. What you're going to want to do is wait to buy these Sunday morning, but not buy them individually, but do their set. There is a good amount of sets, or eggs, sorry, that are going to be giving out 93 overalls. Again, you have the Combine egg, which is 93 plus. You're going to have the Genai Force, I believe, which is 89 plus. There will be a Divisional Dynasty egg that has 93 overalls in it. The Honors egg will be 93 plus. So a lot of opportunities for 93 overalls to have a decent supply early in the morning. You're going to want to do these sets. Right now, 93 overalls going for around 60,000 coins. The set cost is around 300k. These things should be buyable at 50k or less, and that way you can complete their set for 250k, potentially 225k or less if they really, really drop in the overalls, and the pluses and a lot of the eggs aren't too bad. 93 overalls should be pretty common Sunday morning, so yeah. Any super cheap champion that's under 225k right now on the market, go ahead and buy them. They're not going to move that much, if not drop at all. And then champions that are above that, look to do their set on Sunday. I actually think a lot of the champions eventually, later on as we get to Sunday, like Sunday evening, probably go up in price, because the Combine theme team is going to be the most popular team bought on Sunday. And 93 overalls eventually are going to run out of supply. And you probably see a lot of champions above 300k Sunday night, but you should be able to complete their set for at least under 250k Sunday morning. Genai Force cards up next. These ones are pretty safe. The only super expensive 96 is Rob Havenstein. For him, I would just say wait until, same thing as Combine champions, wait until Sunday. Look to buy 93 overalls under 50,000 coins, and you should be able to complete his set for, somewhere between 225 and 250k. For the rest of the 96 Genai Force cards, they're under, the 225k. A lot of them under the 200k mark on the market. Their egg should be an 89 plus. So the 96s are going to be pretty rare to pop out of those eggs. So I would go ahead and buy a lot of the Genai Force players right now, especially if they're under 200k. And the last and final promo, weekly wild cards. Thought about this one a lot. I believe you are better off buying pretty much every single weekly wildcard set player right now. Yes, they have an egg in game, going to be probably a 95 or a 96 plus, but it's a very rare egg. I've opened every single egg you could possibly open, and I have 2 extravagant weekly wildcard eggs. And then, let alone the player that you are probably looking to buy, just like Team of the Year, what are the odds that that player is actually pulled very frequently in the actual egg? For the most part, most of these set champions are under their set price. They can't you can't complete their set. And if they are above their set price, the set can't get any cheaper because, you know, all the overalls are minned out. So if they go for above their set, complete their set right now. That shouldn't change. And then if you want the player and is significantly under the set price, even more the reason to buy their card right now, because they're probably not going to be supplied that much on Sunday. And, you know, the demand should sweep them off pretty fast come Sunday. So yeah, weekly wildcards, I can't think of an overall or a specific card that I would say wait to buy on Sunday. Actually going to cut myself off right here in this weekly wildcard segment, because as I was editing and kind of thinking a little bit more, the one type of weekly wildcard player which I would wait to buy would be the new 98 overalls. Right now, again, they're going for around 550 to 600k. You can do their set for 500k, but remember, 95 Sugar Rush players that quick sell for candy, or sorry, chocolate, actually don't have a minimum price threshold, so they can actually get listed under 100k. We should have less chocolate demand on Sunday after the eggs open, because there'll be no more eggs in the chocolate shop. And there should be a good amount of supply of just general Sugar Rush players, considering we should have 3 eggs, like I mentioned earlier, the 89 plus, the 92 plus, and the 95 plus. So 95 Sugar Rush players might actually be able to drop down into like the mid to low 80s, and then at that point you can buy 4 of them and then get 1 at 95 with the wildcard, whatever the color matches to the champion you want, and you should be able to do the champion or whatever the 98 with the wildcard champion you want for significantly cheaper than what they're going for right now. So hold off on 98 weekly wildcard champions. But I think that is about gonna do it for this video. I guess one last thing, if you have eggs, the general rule, I didn't really get to say this in the beginning of this video, if you have eggs, for the most part, look to wait or try to wait and sell the contents inside the eggs until at least Sunday evening. You know there's going to be a supply, there's going to be a flood on the market Sunday morning, and I know there's not really going to be a difference in price considering most overalls are already minned out. At least for the champions, you're going to want to wait, especially people like Combine champions. Wait until Sunday evening to sell these cards off, even potentially wait until Monday. Be patient when it comes to the liquidation process of your eggs, and I guess most importantly, have fun with the eggs. Especially since December, we didn't really get to open up that many presents. I have a good amount of eggs. I'm really excited to see the LTDs, as well as if we could pull a lot of the champions in these smaller eggs. But again, I think we covered everything. Went through all but every single relevant promo, when to buy, and that sort of thing. And I guess last thing, for making coins on today, I mentioned, you know, we're not really investing in anything. But if you want to make some coins, like we mentioned, when to buy like Combine players and what to do, sets should be really good all throughout Sunday, because the low overalls should be flooded onto the market, and the champions are still going to be bought in high demand for people building their teams, especially the guys, the Combine champions, the Sugar Rush champions potentially, free agency champions, we'll see. But yeah, sets should be really good on Sunday if you're willing to be about that grind with the wildcards as well. That's going to do it all for this video. Comment if you have any questions, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, peace.